Okay, welcome everybody to Treasure, the latest venture from the Burda Media India Group, a venture which is into the gem and jewelry sector. Naveen Sadarangani here, and I also call myself the jewelry evangelist. Today we have with us Jignesh Mehta. Jignesh Mehta is the founder and the MD of one of the premier solitaire brands of this country. It's a completely proudly Indian brand. It's called Divine Solitaires. So I'm going to have Jignesh Mehta join us and let me ask him to introduce himself and take it further. Jignesh bhai, cameras on you.
Hey, thanks Naveenji, and thanks for the good words that you just mentioned. So yeah, I am Jignesh Mehta, founder and managing director of at Divine Solitaires. Uh, so yeah, we had a very good, interesting, years in the past by bringing some sort of a change in the diamond industry by bringing this brand into existence. And yeah, we are very proud about it. And as you rightly said, Naveen, I think very important point is that we are very happy to and very happy and proud to be one of its kind Indian brands, which is around in the industry and which is bringing such a change, and it's transformational change which is very much needed.
Okay. Nice to hear that, Jignesh bhai. And India, actually, I don't know how many people know, but the birthplace of the diamond is India. And
True.
India is a very passionate, jewelry-loving, country, and all communities in India, they're very passionate and they're very attached to jewelry. But largely, their attraction or their affinity has always been in the past for gold, okay, the yellow metal. But since 95, we have noticed that, since a lot of promotions, a lot of marketing, a lot of things have been happening for this most precious stone on earth, the diamond, the affinity has changed. And you know what? I don't know how it has happened. I want you to tell us how have diamonds become the Indian girl's best friend? Okay.
We might have started in 95, and this new commercial age of diamonds might have also started in 95 or around the 80s or 90s recently. But your major question regarding the connection of diamonds to India heads back, and you rightly pointed it out, heads back to centuries back. So probably India was the very first country in the world to actually understand the value of the diamond. And we are not talking about 20, 40, 50 years back. We are talking about 5,000 years back.
Yeah, the
And at
Maharajas
that
and
time,
everybody.
absolutely. So you see there is a reference of precious stones and especially diamonds way back at Mahabharata days. Now, what has happened is that since last maybe a century, suddenly the world has also understood the value of the diamond. And especially companies, like De Beers and a few other mining companies as well. But I would especially, appreciate the efforts that De Beers has done in bringing diamonds to the world in this new commercial era, which is the last few decades. The general Indian public started admiring diamonds and started buying diamonds and diamond jewelry, which probably was not happening in the past years. And I think that's a lot to do with serious campaigns on diamonds. And then what has happened is in the recent times, since last 10, 15 years, I think people have started putting diamonds as a symbol of relationship, love, and all. So if you understand, I mean, if you know your let's say even our previous generation would have never had something called a ring ceremony.
True.
Right, but right now in India, even in gaon mein, there are the engagements happens with ring ceremonies only, and whether from whichever class or community people are coming from, the young couple, they want that ring ceremony, whether they will have the other jewelry or not is separate, but they will insist on the ring ceremony for sure. So
Correct,
this is the change that has come in India in the last 2 or 3 decades.
correct, 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 correct.
And diamond jewelry has become more and more popular. And within that diamond jewelry segment, I would specifically like to focus on the solitaire diamond segment, which has in fact even become much more popular across the length and width of India. So metro started accepting it first, but now I can see even the second tier and third tier cities, people across the country, first of all, they already know about diamonds. They already aspire for diamonds, and now they are buying it in the deepest and the deepest part of India.
So on the same point, when you say the Indian customers' affinity for diamonds and diamond jewelry, when you started, I mean, you've chosen to brand something called a solitaire. Okay, so you began with this whole process of branding a solitaire, began with Divine. I'm sure there must have been some serious challenges when you went about creating Divine solitaires. Why don't you reflect on all of those for us?
Sure. So, Naveen, there was a reason for launching Divine Solitaires. So, while we were a part of the industry, even before we thought of concept, even before we conceptualized Divine Solitaires, we were already a part of the industry, and we could figure out. So, we did a lot of research, and we could figure out that the consumers, especially in India, really wanted to buy diamonds and diamonds jewelry. They aspired for that. But there was a lot of pain points when it came to actually buying the jewelry, especially diamond jewelry. And the biggest pain point were, one is the ambiguity in the quality of the diamonds, and the second point was the apprehension on the pricing of the diamonds. Now, with all the certificates and everything that you can have, people are still very, very confused when it comes to the quality of diamonds. And many times, and I would agree with the consumers, they are right, because the industry has not provided a proper solution to these consumers, which is a consumer friendly solution. So I think most of the diamonds sold are through some sort of a laboratory certificate. And laboratories are not the complete solution, because the end of the day, they only analyze the diamond, and that too in a very technical manner. And within that, you will see that many diamonds with the same specifications from the same laboratories are valued at highly different prices. So all these started, made us think that it's very important that we come up with some solution to the diamond customers. And Indian diamond customers are very, very, they want to be sure about the asset value of the diamonds as well. They consider diamonds as an asset. So they want pricing to be transparent. They want that there has to be the resale value, which they were not getting at all. So that led us into conceptualizing a brand which we call Divine Solitaires. And the main pillars of the brand were, one, to make sure that the customer gets the best diamond. And that we did by giving them guarantees beyond a laboratory certificate. So traditionally, diamonds were graded on 4 Cs. We went far beyond that by giving guarantees on 123 parameters in each diamond. I don't know if you have heard about the hearts and arrows, Naveen. It's one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the, yeah, so it's one of the most successful and attractive marketing campaigns across the world, because it guarantees a beautiful diamond. And not only that, it actually excites the customer when they see this beautiful pattern of hearts and arrows inside a diamond, only, and they see that only when the diamond is most beautifully cut and crafted. So every divine solitaires is guaranteed to be hearts and arrows uh, diamond. So it's the
Irrespective of the size. So it could be a 10-point
irrespective.
diamond, 50 pointer, 1 carat. It'll all be hearts and arrows.
It will all be 100% hearts and arrows.
That's
So that's on the quality, and on the pricing. We came up with the world's first retail pricing system for diamonds. So we issue a retail price list. Uh, it's actually an MRP price list for diamonds on the first of every month. And that becomes a uniform price across the country. So whether you buy a diamond from Guwahati or you buy it from Surat, or you buy from Dehradun, or you buy from down wherever Chennai or anywhere else, you get the diamond
Mm, mm.
at the same price, uniform price across the country.
Do you have, I mean, are there options available in Guwahati, Dehradun to buy divine solitaires?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Absolutely. So we are a shop in shop model, and a lot of jewelers across the country are stocking and selling divine solitaires. So there are currently in total 175 jewelers across 87 cities across India who would have a divine solitaires.
So the next question I want to ask you is, there's gold and there's an FD and there are mutual funds. They're all safe investments.
Mhm.
When you talked about the methodology of how you created this whole brand Divine Solitaire, keeping in mind transparency, keeping in mind ethics, keeping in mind this whole confusion, are you trying to say that diamonds are also a worthy investment now?
So, Naveen, it will be that's a very interesting question, by the way, Naveen. And the simple answer is absolutely yes.
Hmm.
It's 100% yes. And to your surprise, and to surprise of many, many more people, diamonds have at times given higher returns than even gold. So, so that's for sure. In fact, the pricing of diamonds is established by genuine demand and genuine supply, right? There are no bourses or exchanges or money markets that administer the prices of diamonds, which happens in case of gold.
Whatever you're saying is that when you're investing in a solitaire, you can actually look upon it as an investment and not just pure indulgence.
So the right word that I personally would always tell my customers and my friends and people around me is that diamond is a great asset,
Mhm.
a reliable asset. I don't want to coin it as an investment because I don't think that people should look at buying diamond to make money. It's not a financial instrument. They should not look at that in that way. But they can treat that as a reliable asset, meaning whenever they really need to liquidate it by any chance, there is there is enough scope and enough. It's equally lucrative as it is gold. When a newly engaged couple exchange solitaire rings as a symbol of their relationship, it means a lot. And it's not just a piece of carbon that we can start thinking that how does it matter. It does matter because it symbolizes something. It's not a functional value that we are talking about. I agree, if it's a functional value, then it's fine. Whether it's made in a laboratory or whether it's made by Mother Earth, it's the same. It doesn't matter. Because end of the day, it has to perform a function. Here we are talking about something that is emotional, that is very sensitive, that is in our spirits.
And
So
intangible.
it's intangible. So that is one thing. And there has to be an asset value as well. How do you get asset value? Only when you have limited supply, when there is rarity, right? So I think the future of this industry is very interesting, very exciting. Natural diamonds are here to stay and will further stay. And I think diamond will continue being, being a very important product to add on, as well as to, be secure. Have to look at diamonds as a security, and to look at diamond as a symbol of, relationship and love, and all of that is going to continue and will always remain. At the same time, I also think that technology will always, bring in newer things, and it will carve out its own space. So, in my understanding, this industry will continue to grow. In fact, it will grow even faster now.
Correct. In
And
fact, there has been bodies like a National Diamond Council that I know of, which are actually putting forth the uniqueness and the pride and the special status you enjoy by owning a natural diamond. So, like you
absolutely,
rightly said, that's there to stay.
absolutely. And I want to put some statistics here behind this point. So I don't know if you are aware, but according to you, how many Indians would have owned even a little bit of gold, even a little bit of gold? I mean, now how many Indians would have owned gold?
I'm sure at least 50% of this country owns some amount of gold.
It's 90% of Indians actually own even a little bit of gold. The actual data is some 87% Indians
Mhm.
own even smallest of the smallest gold, but there are 87% people they own gold in India. And when it comes to diamonds, it's less than 2%.
So much opportunity.
So much opportunity. And that is the target. That is what we are, you know, trying to do.
So fantastic. So what you're trying to actually say is that by this endeavor called Divine Solitaires, you are looking at making sure that as many Indians as possible should be able to afford the diamond at the right price and should have the confidence to buy the diamond, because some people are yet not confident. So you're clearing that confusion with making it transparent with your app, with your system, with your parameters, with your quality. Very few are doing anything like that. Okay, that we know
Right.
of. So that was fantastic, Jignesh bhai, to know all of this. And any parting words before we go?
Um, I think let's make this world divine.
Fantastic. Couldn't have been better. Okay. Thanks a lot. And thank you, everybody, for being with us. And yes, truly divine, we remain.